Hi everyone, and welcome to Natasha's Lips, Tips, and Great Flips. I'm Natasha Jamieson, a hair and makeup expert, highlighting for you incredible trends featured in the beauty industry. This is my passion, and I hope that I inspire you to live your own. On our show today, we create an edgy ombre lip suitable for every woman. We welcome chef and brand ambassador of her Lovemore brand, Sher Allison, and discuss what feeds her soul. And also joining us is EFT practitioner Geron Lee, who will introduce us to this non-invasive but highly effective treatment. But to start off the show, my incredible sidekick of all things trending, Julie Henderson. Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we are talking about trends. The bedazzled, the jewel encrusted, the crystal glittery eye.
Pretty.
Super hot for 2018. Incredibly hot. We're looking at things that are much bigger than they were last year.
Okay.
Big pieces of sequins, massive crystals, and it's a new way of basically incorporating them into the look.
Yeah.
It's kind of all up to the brow bone, the temple. We're looking at lips. Wow. That are beautifully encrusted with large pieces of glitter or sequins, basically adhered to with adhesive.
Do you have to worry about age when you put those crystals on?
I would say that that could be, a very, very important thing. You might not want to do the really big crystals and glitter.
Yeah.
I would do more of the pearl finishes, the metallic finishes.
Right.
A little bit of sheen or illuminating the skin, which is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a valid thing to think about.
Yeah.
It's because, we don't really want to highlight things, at a certain age that could be detrimental, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing it all over social media. It is all over the runways, celebrities are sporting this thing. It's kind of like a fantasy, romantic feel, and girls are exploring all sorts of options. It's multi-layer.
Right.
Of glitter.
Okay.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of all illuminated, and then they put like these big pieces on top, and even eyelashes. The eyelashes have the crystals and the glitter.
Oh, that'd be so pretty.
Smearing it all over the top of the eye. That's true too.
Yeah.
A lot of the runways and the designers are actually doing that for their shows.
Yeah.
But everything else is kept quite minimalistic.
Okay.
The rest of the makeup.
Okay.
So you can understand how that's becoming like the focal point, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's kind of moving into that new generation. We thought highlighting was like the trend. It's amped up. It's gone to another level. And for highlighting, we're looking at more yellow gold tones.
Okay, okay. So if you were to put the crystals on, do you do lips, eyes? Do you do everything? Do you do just eyes to highlight just eye? What would you do?
For the younger girls, they can really kind of play up with, asymmetrical styles in their lips. I would say pick one if you're going to highlight your eyes or your lips and just, stick with that, but for the most part. But, again, it's very individual. I don't really want to be here telling people you can't do this. Of course you can.
Yes.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
We're just here to bring you the trends. We're switching to the next trend, which you're sporting right now, and you look gorgeous in it.
Oh, thank you.
The red, beautiful, vibrant lip, super, super huge. Super huge. It was all over the red, on the red carpet and the Golden Globes,
Yeah, yeah,
because
beautiful.
there was a unity in the fashion. Everybody wore black.
Yeah.
But people were highlighting, the whole Me Too movement, Time's Up movement, by doing these bold crimson and oxen blood stains, very red.
Yes.
Now, you and I are in the opposite style of the color wheel. So you are more of the warm tones.
Yes.
You can wear golds and these beautiful orange reds.
Yeah.
I'm blue-based.
Right. Right.
So
you don't do the red.
I will not do, I should not do that beautiful red that you're wearing, because it will just not go with me.
Right.
I would do more blue-based.
Gotcha.
Something that's a little bit, maybe plummy, or it could be cranberry or burgundy.
Right.
It's, completely up to you. I used to be able to wear, some of the, the really dark and, graphic colors. But I have noticed after I hit 40, we won't say exactly how. You
Only
know,
40?
That's right. Well, not exactly.
Please.
I'm over.
Your baby.
But you know, it's a compromise you have to make.
Yeah.
But it's a statement color.
Yes.
The finishes are very different now. You're looking at suede and matte and a lot of glitter. Just like we've seen in the eyes and crystals and
Yes.
makeup, it's going to be in hair. It's going to be in clothing. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be in the lips.
Okay.
Okay, so
Very
we are
nice.
incorporating a red with piles of glitter. The way that you adhere that, which is basically how you adhere the false lashes, is with the adhesive for false lashes. So
Okay.
you're going to give it a swipe,
Yeah.
and then you're going to pat it on.
Oh,
Yes.
easy. Sounds
It's
easy.
It is easy.
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind, you know, what you want to focus.
Yeah.
One thing, keep everything else very, very clean. You want a couture look, you want to keep it very matte. Always very, very matte. And that way, other things can be the focal point.
Right.
So a red lip is in. Once it's worn out, that's the new trend as well. It's the softer, the gradient look where it's kind of a little softer around the edges, an ombre effect, you know, given all these kinds of, you know, finishes.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. There's a lot of variety. You know, pick and choose what you like. There's no rules. And we are almost out of time.
Already?
So thank you so much for joining us, Julie.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again.
Okay.
Okay, and up next, we create an ombre lip. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now we're going to create an ombre lip on the beautiful Olivia. Thank you for joining us, Olivia. So there's different finishes in this ombre lip. I'm going to show you a very easy way to be able to duplicate this. That's my job. So what we're going to do first is we're going to trace the outline of her lips with a little concealer. We're going to seal that shape right up. So I'm just going to trace the outside of her mouth with the little concealer. And as you can see, it's very closely matched to the rest of her skin, which is good. You don't want it to be obvious. And I'm just going to blend it with my fingers, and we're going to go right away and with a lip pencil, and we're going to frame the lips. So I'm just going to start at the Cupid's bow. And the way that I do it is I create an X right in the center of her lip. That way it's equal on both sides. And then I'm just going to very lightly outline the whole entire lip on both sides. We are going to fill the rest of that lip in just a second, because we're going to start with the dark color first and then blend it into the light color. An ombre lip is very, very trendy. It's kind of a compromise to the two-toned or any other kind of a finished glitter sparkle, which we talked about earlier in the trends. You know, this is very doable because you can pick the color that's most suited to your skin tone for the outside perimeter and have a color that maybe is not in your color spectrum right on the inside. So we're going to do just that. I like to reinvent and have products that are multitask. So I'm using a gel liner to stain the interior of her mouth, okay? Black, because we're doing a very dark lip. So I'm just going to use my finger first to add most of it on, and then do the top as well. Wipe it off, take my brush, and blend that out. You're going to notice that you need to push the pigment right in for it to seep in. And you also will have to add a bit more and use your finger right on the inside. Okay? Once you have that taken care of, you're going to go into the lighter color. And I have an array of colors, and literally it can be any color you choose. So I'm going to choose one of the lighter tones for Olivia. And we're going to trace her lips and then slowly blend with a brush so that both colors are kind of harmonized but focused on the innermost part of her lip. I'm going to tilt up a little bit more. And we're working and we're blending at the same time, because this gel liner does set very, very quickly. So your working power has to be Very, very quick. Unless you want to use a lipstick or a stain that's hydrating, your working time will diminish. So we're going to just blend it out. This is a back and forth kind of motion. And you're going to have to add and remove at different increments. But it's building the color very, very slowly in order to get the effect that we're looking for. Okay. So now I'm going to go back in with my pencil. And I'm just going to really get that line very, very clear that frames her mouth. And then I'm going to blend with the brush. And you can use any brush. I am using just a makeup brush that I have, you know, for eyeshadows, and you're going to stipple it and blend the colors together. And it's so beautiful on Olivia, but this is not just for somebody young. This is for all women because the trends are very, very, you know, you're very able to customize the trends right now. And you can choose, like I said, a color that's not this, you know, avant-garde or dark, and it can be very, very soft and delicate. So before we set this, you're going to take a little bit of powder and a little Kleenex, and you're just going to dab right on top. Okay, that's going to set that lip because this takes a bit of time to achieve, but if you can set it, you know, you'll have lasting power. Liquid liners and liquid lipsticks work a lot better, but you have to work very, very quickly. So I'm just adding a really reflective gloss to Olivia's lips right now, just to really enhance the color. And then I'm going to, again, you're going to roll your lips in a little bit more, and then I'm just going to frame it with a little bit of translucent powder to set the edges so nothing seeps or bleeds. And then, of course, a little sparkle, always at the Cupid's bow. And that will be the finish of our ombre lip on Olivia. Up next, we speak with Geron Lee. Stay with us. Welcome back. Joining us now is Geron Lee. She's an Emotional Freedoms Technique, or EFT practitioner. She is here to help us understand the benefits and practice of EFT. Geron, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
The first time that you and I met, I was so amazed with EFT, and I was just so fascinated. I told you I would love for you to be on my show.
Yep.
So the first question obviously is, let's start out by explaining, what is EFT?
Okay, so EFT is the acronym for Emotional Freedom Techniques, and it's a very powerful series of techniques that combine many components of Western psychology while tapping on meridian endpoints, so acupressure points. And yeah, they are. The reason why these series of techniques is so powerful is because it can help us eliminate any negative emotion as well as limiting beliefs that hold us back from living our best life.
That's pretty amazing. That, you know, it's a big punchy EFT.
Yeah.
What can EFT be used for then?
Oh my goodness, and just so many things. It could help us with boosting our self-esteem, weight loss, body confidence.
Wow.
It could help us with improving our relationships with other people. So do you ever get frustrated with people? Do you ever get angry with people? Do you ever need to forgive others, forgive yourself? It can help with PTSD. It could help with improving the flow of money into your life and in your business. It could help with overcoming physical pain. So many things that involve just anything to do with human emotions and limiting beliefs.
That's an incredible spectrum. So I'm sure most people can benefit from this in a variety of ways. So how many sessions do you have to have of EFT before a person can see some results?
Honestly, typically in as little as one session is where you can already see results. The only reason why that wouldn't be the case is because maybe the proper technique wasn't used, or perhaps like different things that needed to be addressed weren't addressed, or perhaps in that session it didn't go deep enough, but usually it's one session.
Really? You have to get to the root of the problem, not the layers. The layers are peeled off after.
Well, with the layers, like you could tap away some of the things and you can get some relief, and even when you say, you know, how many sessions does it take? In as little as one session, you can already peel back some of the surface layers.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Are the results long-lasting, and can the emotional issue return?
Yeah, the results are usually permanent. Once you tap on one particular thing, it can be permanent if, again, the proper techniques are used, the right aspects, all the different aspects are addressed. And the only reason why it would come back is because different aspects of that particular issue weren't addressed, or they just weren't tapped on long enough.
Right. And obviously, like the experience of the practitioner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what prevents EFT from working? Is there any situation that this would be an issue?
Well, what prevents EFT from working? In a nutshell, lack of knowledge and lack of experience. So I've encountered so for some people who've said, I've tried tapping, I've tried EFT, but it doesn't work for me. Usually those people aren't aware that there are 3 levels of EFT. There's bronze level, there's silver level, and then there is gold standard. So most of the people who usually aren't familiar and who haven't been formally educated with EFT, they're only tapping at the bronze and the silver level.
I see.
And so for some of the people who've said, oh, EFT doesn't work for me, I ask them, oh, so how did you go about trying EFT for yourself? Was it through a practitioner, or, you know, how did you go about it? And they say, typically they say, well, I was following along a YouTube video.
Right.
And I'm like, oh.
That's not uncommon, right?
Yeah,
No,
exactly,
yes.
because we go to YouTube for
That's
everything.
Right. You think this is it?
Yeah.
I'm doing it, I'm doing it,
I'm following on a YouTube video, I'm saying
yes.
it, I'm saying
Yeah.
it, you know,
Yes.
but it didn't work for me.
No.
And so what I want those people to understand is that, look, when you're following along a YouTube video, it's not like you're sitting in front of a live person. That person is behind the camera. They don't know who you are,
That's
what
right.
your story is.
No.
They don't know your limiting beliefs, and they're not stopping you in the middle of tapping to say, okay, what memories are coming up for you?
Sure.
Or they don't know what language you need in order to tap effectively for yourself.
That's a great point.
Yeah, so there's so
Everybody's
many.
individual.
Yeah, exactly. It's not tailored
No.
for you and to unpeel your onion, as opposed to, oh, if I'm this person behind this YouTube video, I'm trying to reach thousands of people of what is generally going to work for hopefully everyone.
Yes.
But every person's different, right?
Absolutely. So the expertise of the practitioner, getting to the root of the matter and slowly peeling back the layers and being at a certain level is very, very important. Well, Geron, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Yes. And up next, we meet Sher Allison. Stay with us. Welcome back. Joining us now is chef and owner of Sher's 5-Star Catering, as well as brand ambassador of her lifestyle brand, Lovemore by Sher Allison. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you on. I'd like to start out by having you tell us about your Lovemore brand and how you came to create it, or how it came to find you.
Actually, Lovemore is a beautiful legacy that my dear mom blessed me with. My mom passed in 2015 from cancer, and something that saved my soul. And Lovemore is her last name. So
Lovemore is her last name.
I'm just quite honored and blessed
Wow.
to tell the story of how Lovemore is definitely shining a bright light from within.
I would definitely say so. So what does Lovemore, I know that you've explained a little bit, what does it mean to you?
Lovemore for me is, I always say, you know what, it's my H2O and my multivitamin. It's I rise out of bed every single day, just can't wait to just like, don't mess with my light.
Don't mess with my light. I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
So it's a daily walk for me where I'm learning to love more. And while I do that, I'm like, you know what? Why not spread love? It's
I love
so
it.
needed in this world, Natasha.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. But there's an intention for this brand. What do you hope this lifestyle brand will bring to other people?
As you know, you can be so much when you learn to love yourself. So I have to learn to love myself more before I can do for others. So I'm learning to feel myself more every single day. There's so much I envision for the brand, and it's quite simple. I just want to inspire and to encourage everyone in this world to learn to love themselves more, so we can inject so much more love and light and positivity, and like, you know what, don't mess with my life.
I love it, I love it. And you know what? We couldn't need it more in this day and age.
We all know that it's needed.
Oh my goodness, is it ever? And that's why I'm so drawn to you.
Thank you.
And I know what it means to me, but you are being interviewed today, so it's not me. Tell us about the main principle or theory that you believe is needed throughout the world today.
Love. It is quite simple. 4 letter words.
Love of self,
As
love
you know
of
what,
others.
love, you know, I've been taught at one of my lowest point in time is like, Sher, you start off by loving God and loving yourself. And I think it's automatic when you love God and you love yourself. It's just a free-flowing love that goes out to every single one.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And it's really true.
It
It
is
really does. It's
absolutely true.
infectious. It really can take a life of its own. When you're in deep struggle and obstacles are overwhelming in your life, what guidance would you give to others that are going through this?
Definitely, the more you feed on filling yourself with love, it's almost like it becomes you. It is within you. And then you need your community of people who
That's true.
I've managed to go through my most difficult moment with peace and calm because I was swarmed and surrounded by so much love, and that gave me a great sense of gratitude. Love is so, so beautiful.
And it's so simple, but
is.
it's so hard for people, and it's so necessary.
Yeah, because we all have to, we have to start from ourselves.
Absolutely.
We can't give what we don't
no.
have.
If you're lacking, there's no way.
Yeah, so
there's
it
no
is-
flow.
It is important,
There's no
yeah.
flow. So what advice would you give to your daughter about her dreams and her purpose?
I just love our conversations, and I allow her to express who she is. And I'm like, you know what, live from your heart. Whatever you want to do, you know that mommy is going to support you
I love it.
100%.
Absolutely. We do that for our kids, but sometimes we can't do it for ourselves.
I know.
Yeah. But our kids are like that thread that connects
Absolutely.
us
Absolutely.
with compassion. And what is your interpretation of your purpose?
I thought about that many times and didn't even recognize that I already had the purpose embedded in the legacy that my mom left me. My purpose is definitely love more, learning, continuously learning to love myself more and pouring into this world, and that is so much needed. I see it every single day and I smile. I'm like, Lord, if we could only learn to love ourselves more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a great message, and that's a great point to end this conversation. Thank you so much,
Thank
Sher.
you so much.
It's
Beautiful.
an honor and a pleasure.
Always.
Thank you.
Love more.
And I want to say a special thank you to Rocher, my sponsors, who are always supporting me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.